in Pensacola, Florida, up in the Panhandle. So I am the field marketing specialist up here. So I service all of the Pensacola Panhandle, and I'm really excited to tell you guys about Listing Concierge. So since it's just you two and myself, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to just unmute, tell me to stop. I do talk fast. I'm from California originally, so I will try to slow it down so that you guys can understand what I'm saying. All right, so without further ado, let me get that PowerPoint up and we will get started. Okay.
I have some off the topic questions maybe at the end I could ask, because I can't get a hold of somebody and I have just some like general basic, probably easy to, explain things. All right. Because it's a small group. I figured, this is a good time.
Absolutely. I'd love to answer your questions for sure. So we'll get through the PowerPoint and then I'll stick around as long as you need me to, and we can chat.
Thank you, Brittany.
Absolutely. Okay. Let me know when you guys can see my screen.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Let me go in present mode. All right. So Listing Concierge, why you should use it on all of your listings. So let's see how I'm going to, there we go. All right. So here's a great little quote. Great companies are built on great products. Elon Musk, we're all familiar with him. He's great. So Coldwell Banker is innovative. More industry agents are viewing Coldwell Banker as innovative, increasing from 30% in 2018 to 37% in 2020, passing the compass at 33%. So you can kind of see where we are, what we kind of, with other big name brands, how we are 30% more innovative than other companies. And that holds true, right? If you've been on desk and you've seen any of our tools, you see we have a plethora of tools. Could be overwhelming at some points in time because you're like, what do all these tools do? But we have so much at your fingertips to keep you at the top of your game. So that's just a little stat that I like to throw in. So the big picture, Listing Concierge, what's in it for you? Why you should use it? What's the value in it, right? So when I sit with agents and I talk to agents, one thing that I'm really adamant about is I will never tell any of my agents to do something unless there's an ROI that I can back up and tell them specifically about, right? So I'm never going to tell you to do something or use something unless I believe in it. That's just my personality. That's who I am. I want to see y'all succeed. So if I'm telling you about something, it's because I see a value in it and I've seen an ROI. So Listing Concierge delivers powerful results to you and your clients. So it's talking here through some stats, and I'm going to read them to you because they're really eye-opening. 35% of properties that use Listing Concierge sell 35% closer to list price. I think that is going to be a little different this year. I think this year is a little bit of an anomaly, but when we first launched this program, it was showing that 35% were closing closer to list price. 2.6% of listings involved in the program close within a 2.6 higher rate commission rate, that holds true, right? You don't have to negotiate your commission because you are offering such an amazing program anytime they list their home with you. 2 times of agents that use this programs are twice as productive as those affiliate agents who don't, which honestly, I can tell you testimony after testimony of agents that use this Listing Concierge on every listing, and their business is just flowing in because they've already put those nets and those feelers out with this program, that it's allowed them to gain more traction and more business. Then you have the agents that think, always the agents that are newer, right? So we have a lot of new agents that say, I don't have the money to invest quite yet, right? But I see that those kind of struggle for a little bit longer than if they would have put a couple packages on their first couple listings. I think they would have seen the fruits of their dollars. 1% of properties that are using Listing Concierge close within 1% higher sales price than those that don't. So basically, these stats are really powerful, right? It's talking about how when you put a Listing Concierge package on your property that you're selling, not only are you going to get more business in the long run, you're not going to have to negotiate your commission, and you're also going to be closing at that dollar that you want to close at. The goal of Listing Concierge, the bottom line is to create your bottom line, right? It's to help you grow your business, cultivate other relationships, and build your pipeline. There are 3 objectives of Listing Concierge. Number 1 is you're going to win the listing every single time, because any listing presentation that you take with Listing Concierge, you're going to win it. I've never met an agent that has proposed Listing Concierge and not won the listing. You're going to prove your value. Although we all know that you realtors work really hard and you have a value, it's going to prove your value with what you're doing. You're going to turn one listing into 3. So what we talk about here when we talk about listing concierge is the goal is that one listing is going to give you 3 in total, because you're going to get 2 more with this program. And it's proven, right? With all the different type of channels that we have in listing concierge of marketing, it's going to get you out in front of people you potentially wouldn't have been able to get in front of. Remember that the purpose of this program is to provide you with a powerful listing tool to help you get higher commission and get more future business. Even if your listing goes pending quickly, you should still continue approving your materials to make sure you fully leverage the package and market yourself to consumers. So this year especially, I have seen listings are flying off the shelves. A lot of agents will say, hey, Brittany, why do I need to put a listing concierge package on a listing that I already know is going to sell? Well, I'll tell you why. Number one, branding, right? So when we think of listing concierge, not only is it to position the home in a market in front of people to hopefully get it to be sold, but right now we're in a very unique market where we know that the home, if it's priced correctly, it's probably going to move, right? We're not as competitive as we were a couple of years ago. But what it does is it brands yourself. It gets you out in front of potential customers that you or I probably wouldn't be able to touch without this program. And we'll talk why here in a couple slides. But think of this when you're thinking of listing concierge. Yes, I understand that the market is the way that the market is right now. It's not always going to be like that. My father was in real estate for 45 years. He is a very successful agent with Coldwell Banker. That's what got me into the Coldwell Banker family. But we kind of rode that roller coaster, right, of the ups and downs and the crashes. So we know that the market shifts, the market stabilizes, the market changes. So you need to have that pipeline in your, you know, when we're talking about in touch and things like that, you need to have a robust pipeline to keep your business flowing in. And this is a way to keep that robust pipeline. All right. A multi-faced drip marketing campaign that competitors can't touch. So I think a lot of you guys know there's a lot of competitors out there against Coldwell Banker. I bleed blue personally. You've already heard my story about my dad. There is no other company that matches Coldwell Banker. I grew up in Coldwell Banker and I bleed blue. So it's talking about the different types of marketing that you get with this program. So I actually used to sell advertising to real estate brokers in my past life. And we would do a, competitive analysis, and we would sit down with the brokers and we'd ask them what their goals are and how they want to achieve those goals. This program is an amazing product mix to get you in front of potential buyers and sellers that you wouldn't be able to do at this price point. So if you
Brittany, can I just stop you for 1 second? Because I might be a little confused. Like we're talking about, how it's helpful and how it gets you the list. Is it actually the marketing package?
It is.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I didn't know what we were actually referring to. Okay.
Yep. So it'll tell you, like this one right here on this slide, it says week 1. So week 1, what starts is you schedule your photographer. So you get those professional photos done. Then you can also, once you get those photos back, you can also do your website right away. So if you have your photos, you can put up that single property website and start marketing that out on social media. You can do your brochure and get that printed and sent to you so that if you do an open house or if you want to leave that brochure in the property, you can. And then a just listed email flyer will go out in that first week. Then
so this is all a part of the package, or these are things that we're doing anyway? I feel like those things, right? Like adding it to the website is not really a part of the concierge, or is it?
It is. So it actually gives you a single property website. So the website is all about the one property. So it builds you it builds you a website. It's beautiful. It kind of carousels 4 pictures at the top. And then as you scroll down, it gives you the description of the property. And you scroll down a little bit further on that website, it's got all the photos. It's got a map. And then if you've done, depending upon what package you select, if you have Matterport or video, that will also be on the website. And then below that is all your information. So it's a branded one, like single website for that property.
So you could put that on your Facebook business page. You could send it. I'm just trying to think because that's great. You have it, a listing with its own website. Where are you actually blasting it out to?
Correct. Yep, you are so correct. So what I usually advise people to do is when they post their social media image of this house, they link that website so that when people click, they're getting directly onto that single property website. You can also create a QR code. You could put it on your sign or your rider, right, for that property, so people could just go and use the QR code and get all the information about the property instead of having paper. There's a lot of different ideas that we can, talk through on how people use the website. But the one thing that
that QR code, is that the black box that they scan?
Yes, yes.
So that would be on the website and then they just use their phone?
Yes.
Or that black box is on your Facebook business page and they scan it?
Both. So you can put it on the business page and they can scan it, or if you wanted to put it on a sign. So if the property was, let's just say you have a sign out in front, instead of doing loose leaf, flyers that some agents do in the box, you could do a QR code. So if somebody's walking by the property, they could scan the QR code and get all the information about the property.
Okay. And just one last question about week one, the photography, that's always going to be offered in a package. Yes. Unless you pay like a la carte yourself, right? Okay.
Correct. So if you decide that you're going to use your own photographer, because some agents do have really great relationships with photographers, you can get a $50 credit. So if you do not use the photography with Listing Concierge, you get $50 off of your package, always.
Okay. That's good, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's worth it, though. Most of the packages are so affordable that you couldn't even pay a photographer to give you the quality of photos that you get for the price, so it's especially.
And how quickly do those things get up and running? Like week one, is the website like done pretty quickly? Is it easy for the agent?
It's very easy. Yep. The platform is super easy, and I can go into the platform and show you it too, like a live one if you want after I'm done. But the photographer actually signs an SLA, meaning that they have to have the photos to you within 24 hours of them taking it.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. So you'll have the photos within 24 hours. Once you get the photos, you can go in there and do your website that day. So you can have a website within 24 hours of photos.
And you're also listing it on your Coldwell Banker website.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Good questions. I like those questions. Keep them coming.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Just listed mailer. So you've got a just listed either postcard or mailer, depending on your package. You'll have a postcard that goes out. You can either choose a radius around the property, or you can choose your own list. So if you have a list of people that you're farming and you want a specific list, you can actually upload a list and put that around there, or you can just choose a radius. The update, so this is an email that's going to go out to all of the area realtors in your area about your property. And then your ad is also going to get boosted on Facebook and across Google websites. So you'll have a social media ad that will be running. They create for you. You don't have to do anything except for give them the permission to run it on your business page, and they will walk you through all of it. It's very simple. They'll run the ad for you, and it's a lead generation ad. So what that means is the goal of the ad is for people to put their information in so that you can capture their phone number and contact information to reach out to them. In weeks 3 and 4, you're going to have your print ad. That's going to go out to your magazine. Here in Florida, we have the View magazine, if you're in Florida, and that one will be distributed across all of Florida. There's 75,000 copies that go out across Florida. So that's 75,000 people that you'll be seeing that you possibly wouldn't be able to touch across the whole state. You've got a television spot and a YouTube post. So the TV spot is going to be very simple. It'll showcase your property. Someone will talk through some features of your property. And all of this is stuff that you approve on the Listing Concierge platform. So they're not running anything without you seeing it, knowing it, and loving it, right? So you'll go in there and you'll approve everything. You've also got a client report. So at the end of the Listing Concierge package, it will print out a client report that you can send to your seller or hand to your seller of all the things that you did to reach potential buyers. So it'll talk through the whole marketing campaign, the impressions that you've served, all the marketing that you've done to get their property in front of potential buyers.
Brittany, can I just ask one question? This is basically if you are a seller, like if you're listing with sellers. Okay. Yes. So if you're starting out and you're helping buyers, this is just good to know and refer to. But this is for the seller side. Okay.
Correct. Yep. So for the buyers, we can talk through, And you and I can meet too offline and we can talk through some strategy if you'd like. Love to do that with you.
I
But
would
yes,
love to, because I don't know what I'm doing.
absolutely. Absolutely. I would love to meet with you.
Yeah.
So
How do you approve? How do you approve a listing concierge? Because I have a listing last week, and they sent me a bunch of emails. I go over and try to approve it. I don't know. I'm not sure I do it the correct way.
yeah. So you're going to go back into the platform. So you'll go on to desk, click on listing concierge, and then you'll see your order right there, and you'll just click manage order. And I'll go in live to the platform after this to kind of show you when that's live, and we can walk through the steps so you guys can see it kind of
That'd
live.
be great.
Yeah, I would love to do that. That'd be awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then once it's sold, you'll get those just sold postcards and just sold email flyer that will go out. So you get 2 rounds of postcards, you get TV, you get print, you get YouTube, you get boosted advertising across Facebook and Google. Then you also get that one property website, brochure, and a bunch of emails. So lots of really great collateral here in one package. Something that I do talk through with a lot of agents is it usually takes someone 7 touches to make a decision, right? When we talk about how when we see things, it takes us a long time to really recognize things and say, oh yeah, I know that person. I remember her, right? I'm going to call her. So this is a great way to get those 7 touches out there so that people are remembering who you are for your brand. I think I clicked off. All right. Marketing money from Coldwell Banker. So Coldwell Banker actually helps you with these packages. They're heavily subsidized. These are probably not your prices, just so you know. These are for our Silicon Valley listing concierge prices. So yours are probably lower than this. So you'll have to ask your field marketing manager, a field marketing specialist, what the prices are for the packages. And we also have added the bronze package. So you can just see, the retail cost is $814 for a silver in this case, and your cost is only $329. So Coldwell Banker is taking a bulk of that so that you can get a great marketing plan at an affordable rate because they believe in you, right? You work for the best brand out there. They're going to help you leverage that. So that's just an example. Professional marketing materials in fraction of the time. So to your point and to your question, this is actually a very quick turnaround. So you get these marketing materials within your hand within a few weeks rather than having to do it on the side, waiting for a printing company. And we all know how that is right now. Shipping sucks. So
I have one question.
Yeah.
Just referring to the last page, the bronze package, is that going to be less than the silver package?
It is, and it's an all digital package. So you're not going to have the print materials or the TV slot. You're just going to have the advertising via social media. Mm-hmm.
And I assume they take out the money from your commission check. You don't have to pay up front, or do you?
You do. You pay up front.
Okay. All right.
You pay up front. Because
it's really not a lot, honestly.
It's not, especially for what you're getting, right? When I used to sell newspaper print ads. I used to sell one for $900 for a 1-day run. And I look at this package and I'm like, we can't even touch that, like that's amazing. You get all these components for the fraction of the price. And you have people like myself in your region that will help you and walk through it with you. And then you have a listing concierge coordinator that we'll talk about that's also going to help you and guide you. So you've got great support too.
Okay.
Well, it's true that you have to spend time reviewing, editing, and improving your materials once Listing Concierge Coordinator releases your proofs. Think about all the time it would take if you were doing everything that was offered in Listing Concierge on your own. We kind of touched on that. In comparison, Listing Concierge is a true one-stop shop. Once you click approve, you can rest assured that all your fabulous partners are going to be a part of the program and working behind the scenes to help make sure that it is flawless. So here's your Listing Concierge Coordinator. These are probably not yours. You're going to have one specific to your region, and they're pretty awesome. They're available once you place the order to give them a call if you have any questions. They will communicate with you through email. They can also call or text you depending upon what your needs are. They will be assigned to you. So once you place your order, you're going to get assigned a Listing Concierge Coordinator. You can find that coordinator on the left-hand side of your order with their contact information. It's their direct line as well as an email. So if you need anything, you can always pick up the phone and call them. I always encourage my agents, if you have an issue and you think that it's something simple, call me first. is I can help you. We can probably work through it real quick. I have access to all my agents' orders, so I can actually go in there and take a peek and see what's kind of going on. And then if I need to channel up to the listing concierge coordinator, I don't want to waste the agent's time, so I'll take that. That might be different in your area. I'm not sure who your field marketing specialist is, but I like to give all my agents white glove service because I know y'all are busy. You guys are very busy. So here's what you can expect with the listing concierge coordinator. Your order will be assigned once the copy and the photos have arrived. Once your order is assigned, the LCC will check over your copy for grammar, punctuation, and legalities. What that means is that they're just going to make sure that you're following fair housing requirements, that nothing that you say is, going to put you in any legal trouble. So we'll just have to make sure that, when you're putting it in there, if they change something, you can always ask them, hey, why did you change that? They might tell you because of fair housing. They will review your photos, and if you favorited them, they will use those photos as they build. If you do not favor any photos, they will use their best discretion. Please favorite your photos. So if you have favorite photos, there's a way to heart them. That way they know which ones you like best. They will build out your proofs and release them to you. You'll usually get an email saying your postcard is ready to review or your TV ad is ready to review. And then you'll just go into the order, take a peek-sees at it, and approve it if you like it. Once your proofs are released, it's up to you to review, edit, and approve them. So nothing happens until you approve them. They don't want to approve anything that you don't love, right? So if you place the order and you forget to go back in there and approve them, nothing's going to happen. So you do need to go back and approve. All right, moving on. Powerful self-promotion. So throughout the life of the transaction, listing concierge markets you and your exceptional services. We've heard that countless stories from the agents all over the country who have gained new business as a result to their listing concierge pieces. So you have your brochure, you have your mailer, you have your boosted ad, your TV spot, your just sold postcard, and the list goes on. You need to think of listing concierge as an investment for your business. We're all business owners. Y'all are owning your own business. So when you think about your business, you have to invest to reap the benefits of it. And this is a great way to do it that's proven, right? This is not something that we're guessing on. This works. There's statistics behind it. There's an ROI. We can see that, right? And I love that about this program. Even if the listing sells right away, and that's a very good thing, you can still fully utilize every single one of your listing concierge marketing pieces to showcase your pending sold listings. We can just change the messaging, right? So you can say under contract in 2 days, right? Or sold in 24 hours. Like how powerful would that be if you sent out that on your postcard? I can sell yours in 24 hours today. Call me. So it's just about changing that messaging, but you can still utilize all of your amazing pieces, even if your property goes under contract within 24 hours. All right. So we want your feedback, just like you want feedback from your clients, we want your feedback. So if you want to keep enhancing listing concierge and you have ideas, please bubble it up to the desk plus listing concierge, or you can always bubble it up to your field marketing team and tell them, hey, this would really make my life a lot easier. Let's talk about this, or problems, right? So we're not perfect. We're never going to be perfect. And there's always going to be times where things might go a little wrong. These are rare, right? But partner in your field marketing team. Myself and Connie are always a phone call away for our team. Something happens, I will get on the ringer for you. You won't have to waste your time. And the same goes for your field marketing team. So if something happens or you need something, please feel free to reach out. We're happy to help you. All right, any questions before I go live into the program to kind of show you one live? No? Okay, perfect. Well, let me go add this PowerPoint. And we'll go to desk. So you're going to find listing concierge as a tile on desk. If you've never logged into listing concierge, it is going to ask you to create a profile. So how you create your profile, let me move y'all over here. Up here at the right-hand corner, you'll click My Profile, and you'll go in there, and you're going to want to put your name, your last name, your email address, your primary phone number, your designation, and your website. So you can use your InTouch website that can be found on InTouch. And the reason why they want that link to your website is those digital pieces. So like the email, they can link people to your website. You can also add your social media here. So if you have your business Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, so forth, they can link all that in the email when they send out the email. So I'm going to go back to the actual platform and show you an order that's active so we can kind of look at it live. So let me log in as one of my agents. Like I said, I can log in, and so your field marketing person will be able to log in as you as well. Okay, so I'm going to log in as Miss Karen. So you're going to hit manage order. I'm going to move you back over here. Okay, so as you
the house.
I know it's a beautiful home.
Yeah.
It is. It's a gorgeous home. So it'll have your address to your property here. You'll have your listing details. So if you click on this, this will be the address, where it's located, MLS number. If it's global luxury. So one great thing about Listing Concierge is even if you're not global luxury certified, if your property hits the global luxury threshold, you can use the global luxury marketing on it. So in your
I have a question about global luxury certified, just quickly.
Yeah.
The broker emailed like a training. I think it's a 4-day training or something. Does that make you have to pay for it? Does that make you global luxury certified? Is that how you
have to take the class, and then you have to sell 3 properties on the buyer or the seller side in the global luxury price point, and then you'll get an email saying you're certified and you can now forever use the global luxury certification.
What is the price point?
So let's check it out. So let me toggle over to desk. On the left-hand side where it says marketing, if you click on global luxury, there's a global luxury threshold tool. What's your zip code?
33432.
So your minimum is 1.2 in your area.
Okay. So that would be the minimum. So you have to sell 3 homes and then you get certified. Is there like a time frame?
Within 24 months of you taking that class.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can come in here and play around with zip codes. I'm up here in like almost Alabama. So if I put in my zip code, I'll show you guys are going to be jealous.
It's
Our
different,
minimum
right? Yeah.
list price is 500,000 for global.
Oh my goodness. So wait, let me ask you this, like just for example, I'm just out of curiosity. Let's say I'm like living where you are. I sell 3 homes at 500,000 price point. I get luxury, and then I move to Boca, and I'm still certified.
Yep, it's
oh wow, that's nice. All right.
Yep. So that's how you would find out if it's certified, and then if it is, you can just click on this button. It's a global luxury listing, and then it'll ignite all that black label marketing.
Okay.
And then on the left-hand side, here's your property description. This is very important that you put this in here. A lot of agents, they just copy and paste it from the MLS. So they'll write their description and then they'll come in here and paste it in here. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? You don't need to write 2 things. Write your one that you write in MLS, come in here and paste it in here. And then this is where you get into the nitty gritty. So this answers the other question of approving things. So the flyer, you'll come in here. There's a couple things that we call your DIY elements. These are things that you could do today. So once you get your picture.
I have one quick question. I'm so sorry. The property description, you said that we write that on our own. Do you ever get help? Okay. Is there any way that you like can learn how to like improve it, or you just Google around and kind of pick a little bit from each?
I would, on desk here on the left-hand side, there's also some tools under marketing tools that have a script that say words that work.
Okay.
And there's some really great tips and tricks too for how to write a really great property.
So that's under marketing, and you click on description tools.
Marketing tools, and then it's called words that work.
Words that work. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Sorry, Brittany.
No, I mean, hey, I'm happy to answer your guys' questions. So when you do the flyer is one of those elements that you can kind of do on your own. So you can make edits in here, and you would be able to just go ahead and download it and print it at the office. So you'll have some beautiful flyers. Professional photography. So this is going to tell you who you've scheduled with and what your appointment is. One important thing that I wanted to tell you, when you're ordering your first Listing Concierge package, if you have not ordered one, get with your field marketing team and have them walk through it with you. Just so if you have any questions or you need anything, you have someone that can stand there and kind of hold your hand for the first time. Because when you order the first package, you can actually put in the comments for the photographer, hey, this property is 10,000 square feet. You might need a little extra time, right? Or for instance, up where I live, there's a lot of land. So I have a lot of properties that are, 20 acres plus. So we know realistically we're not going to get all 20 acres, but if you have special requests, you can give comments and the photographer can work with you. They're really, really flexible and they're really great. So if we were to order a package today, we could possibly schedule photography for the next day. That's how amazing they are. They're really, really great, solid people that we have on our photography. And there's multiple companies. So you might want to get with your field manager in your area and ask what's the best one or the preferred one that y'all use. Up here where we are, we use F8 and VHT. Yours might be the same, but get with your field people. Here's that website. Let me show you what that website looks like live so you can kind of get a little taste. So this is
for the home, right?
Yes.
This is what you created for the home. Okay.
Yeah. It might take a minute for it to
I
load.
hope to get to this point where I could use Listing Concierge quickly.
You're going to do it, girl. I can tell you're a go-getter.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just taking a minute for it to load because I'm on this Wi-Fi. So here it is. This is a global luxury. She's got her pictures. These are going to cascade across, 4 pictures across normally, but because my internet is really slow, it's showing you them like this. And then as I scroll down, she's got her description. She's got her full gallery of all of her pictures that you can scroll through, which is normally it's a scroll through, but since my computer does not like this internet where I'm at this office, it's being funky dunky. So it needs a lot of updating. It's a beautiful home, but it needs work. Yeah. And then it's got the map, the information, and then all of her info. So it's got her CB in touch that if I clicked that, it would take me right to her website. If I clicked her Facebook, go right to her Facebook, or I could call her.
Now, let me ask you, this, if a home needs staging, that's completely separate, right? You Correct. Do that separate. This is like one and okay.
Yep. You would want to get it staged before you photographer
coordinate. Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. You coordinate with your staging company and just say, hey, I need it all staged by this date because then we're going to have pictures taken.
Now, when you stage a property, the seller pays outright, or do we pay forward for the staging?
It's going to depend on what your contract says. So if you work that into the contract and you say, hey, Mr. Seller, we're going to have to stage your property. It's a vacant property. For it to get sold at top dollar price, we're going to have to come in and get a stager. Yeah. So you can work that into your contract, or you can pay for it up front and then, pay yourself back once you get the commission, depending on the price point of the home, right? So I think it would all depend upon, is it worth it for you, right, to do it for them, or is it worth it for you to put it in the contract? And I do know some agents that put the listing concierge in the contract with the seller that they have to pay. There are some agents that will do that. I don't really advise it. I don't think it's great practice in my opinion, but to each their own, right? I think that this is such an affordable marketing package that it really, not only does it help with the property itself, but it really invests in your brand. So I think if you're investing in your brand at such a low cost, I think you should take ownership of that. But I have met agents where they do that. So it's
I listed my house before I got into real estate, and when we had the listing presentations, it was with Keller Williams. This was a year ago. They did kind of like a walkthrough with the silver package, the platinum, and everything like that. And we were so wowed. We were like, oh my God, that's amazing. All that, advertise, but we were paying for it.
Yeah.
But it was in the thousands. Wow. So we were paying for it. It was way more than this. And, now that, I have my license, it's such a nice feature to offer to your clients to say that you'll pay for it because it's only a couple $100.
Right.
Now that I see it from another point of view, they really tried to, we didn't sell the house yet, so he didn't get us.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, no, it puts it in a different light for you, right? It sets you apart. It makes you different from the other competitors out there. You can actually say that, no, when you list with me, this is what I do. This is just what I do for my listings. You don't have to pay anything extra. This is my white glove client customer service that I give you. And that's why I am so different. And that's why my commission is worth what my commission is. So
can you advertise that like on your social, like not to
absolutely.
say listing concierge, but like to say that you're going to help your clients, you're going to be picking up the tab. I don't know what words to use really to, you know, advertise. And that's why you, okay, so you can actually sell yourself in that way too.
They
All
also
right.
sell on Express Docs the pieces of Listing Concierge that you can put your face on and your information. So when you go to listing appointments, not only can you bring your listing presentation, but you have the pieces of the Listing Concierge package and it's branded to you, and you can say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I'm gonna do this for you. This is what the postcard's gonna look like. This is what it's gonna feel like. This is the quality. So I think it's like $20 for a Listing Concierge package, and it's branded to you, and you can take that along with you to your listing appointment.
You can buy that in advance, and it's just something that you could like make photocopies of?
Correct,
So
correct.
that's
It's
good
called,
to have in advance, I guess, right?
it's on Express Docs, and there's always coupons on Express Docs too. They just did a Cyber Monday 25% off your order. So you can go in there and order it. That way you have them in hand. If you've done a Listing Concierge package, I think Wendy said she had one, she could take some of the elements from the one that she's doing now and use that in her future listing appointment. So I always tell agents, send yourself a postcard, send yourself a just listed and a just sold postcard so you have it on hand to put in your listing presentation when you go forward.
Lastly, because this would probably stump me, when it comes time to send out the postcard, does Coldwell Banker help us with the addresses, or we have to find the addresses?
Yes, so you can do either or. So there's a radius, so they can send it out to a radius around the property. So
Okay.
if you are farming that area and this is your area, I would say just use your radius. Or if you have specific area that you're farming that you have some addresses, they can do that. You can just upload them. I usually say do the area around, because
Sure.
if you sold one in that area, high chances are that, you know, they'll see, oh wow, they listed with her, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to use her. So I would say use the radius unless it's a special, like maybe it's a condo, right? And you don't want to
Yeah.
waste your.
No, that just sounds easy. Just send it to the radius, because, you know, gathering emails and making mass lists and things like that, it's just, who has time for that?
Right. You guys have a lot on your plate. So sometimes the easier the better, right?
Totally.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
So when the property is sold, their postcard would automatically send around the neighbors to say, hey, the property show like overpriced or something in 3 days or 4 days. Oh, okay.
Yep. And that's where I would put my messaging very specific, right? So I would say sold in 3 days for top dollar, or sold in
So
3 days.
you have to go on Listing Concierge to change that. Is that correct?
Yes. You would
Okay.
go right here to this just sold postcard, and you can make edits and change the wording to say, like, I think hers says, well, we'll see what hers says, and then I can give you kind of an example.
Got it.
Hers says just sold right here. So you could change this and say sold in 2 days for this price, right? Or sold at top dollar. And then you also have some, let me scroll down here, some language that you can put right here. You've got good amount to go ahead and put in here and, you know, send out. So like for her, this subdivision is a very higher price subdivision. So when she sent this postcard out, people are going to see, oh my gosh, the house is gorgeous. You know, it's sold. I'm going to use, you know, Karen because she's in that area, and look at what she did. Look at all the stuff that she did for this property. And then when we were talking about the photos and being hearted, so you'll go in here. Once the listing concierge photographer takes your photos, they'll load them onto this platform for you, and they'll also email you with a link for the low resolution to put into MLS. So you'll get an email from the photographer, and then they'll also be placed here in the platform. So you can go in here and heart the ones that you like. So for instance, Karen liked this one at the front door, and then, you know, you can come in here and heart the ones that you really like. You can also see right here that this is her listing concierge coordinator. His name is Malik. This is his direct phone number, and then this is his email. So if she had any questions, she could always pick up the phone and call Malik, or she could email Malik, which is pretty awesome. Another great thing is if you're a part of a team, or if you're co-listing with someone, you can use Listing Concierge, and you can actually put someone else on as your co-lister, and it'll have both of your information on this, and you guys could split the cost of the Listing Concierge package then. So that's kind of the platform in itself. And that's pretty much the why for listing concierge. I know you guys both said you had a couple questions. So do you have any questions about this? And then I'll stop sharing my screen and then we can turn off the recording and we can just chat if you want.
Yeah, I don't think I have any more. I asked so many questions already. I think I'm good for now with this. I hope to get up to this point pretty quickly.
How about you,
Yeah,
Miss?
I'm good. I get through this already, so I think I'm okay. Thanks.
Okay, good. Yeah. And then it looks like Brandon joined us. Brandon, did you have any questions? No? Okay. Well, I'm going to stop the recording because I know Miss Asia had some questions. And we can stop it real quick. Stop recording. Perfect.